Thank you for joining us today. It's really good to meet you all virtually today, our dear partners. So, in this session, we are going to be discussing the way forward with Zoho People in 2022. Now, think of this session to be like a quick catch up session, where we wanted to connect with our partners. We wanted to listen to their thoughts, their feedbacks, their suggestions, listen to things that's happening in their own spheres. And not just that, we wanted to share our plans from the Zoho People team's side. Our plans for the new year, we wanted to showcase our roadmap for the new year so that you can expect new features, impactful features to be released in 2022 and all of that. So this is a partner exclusive session, and at the end of this, we will be having a live Q&A and a discussion session as well. Now, taking a look back at the year 2021, it was truly an interesting year for all of us, right? We had all settled into remote work. The new normal was not very new anymore for all of us. And many businesses, in fact, they were trying to reclaim their spots in the market. They were trying to bounce back from the impacts of COVID, and this did show an increase in the need and in the use of remote working tools, right? So Zoho People definitely had its serve. These conditions were very favorable for us. We were able to help many businesses move to remote working, and we helped them continue with remote working as well. So it was a very successful year for all of us at Zoho People, and we owe it all, a part of it all, to our dear partners. It has been great and tremendous. Our growth has been great and tremendous as well. So let me start the session with a quick thank you to all our dear partners who have joined us today and who are not present amidst us today. So what does 2022 have in store for us? That's exactly what we'll be discussing today in this webinar. And let me start with the agenda for the day. Now, I'll quickly start with introducing the team behind this webinar today, and then we'll place the year 2021 in review. We'll take a quick look back at the major features that we had released, major milestones that we had crossed, awards that we've bagged, and some of the activities that we've been doing and its impact on our work. And then we'll take a look at the new year 2022. So what's the new year has in store for us? What are our plans for the new year in terms of marketing? And finally, at the end of the webinar, we'll have a live QA session. So any questions you have on Zoho People, any feedback, suggestions, or even feature requirements or any request that you got, you can let us know. Now, you'll find the questions tab on your left-hand side menu. Please type over your questions and send it to us, or you can ask for mic access at the end of the webinar, and you can ask your questions directly. Now let's get started. Now this is the Zoho People team behind today's webinar. We have Reena Peter with us today, our product marketing manager. She heads a team of product marketers and content writers at Zoho People. She also heads partner relations at Zoho People. So she is with us today to share our marketing plans for the new year. And as you all know, we have Vijay Saravnan amidst us today, our solutions consulting manager. He'll be sharing the roadmap for the new year with us, and he'll also be handling the QA session. So any technical queries, the most techiest of queries that you got, feel free to ask them today because we have Vijay amidst us. And I'm Annie. I work as a product marketer for Zoho People team, and I also handle partner relations for Zoho People. So let's get started with the major features that we had released in the past year. Like I said, 2021 was a year in which Zoho People got feature rich. we had seen some amazing enhancements made to our existing set, and absolutely new features that would best cater to a diverse group of workforces and organizations as well. So I've just listed some of the major features today. So we started the year 2021 with the launch of facial recognition as part of our attendance module. So this came out in a time, where those biometric systems, it was in a condition where it has to be done away with because they were becoming hotspots for COVID transmissions. So businesses had to move to a touch-free, at the same time, a very easy to deploy means of attendance marking. So facial recognition was something that all our customers found to be extremely useful. And as part of our learning management solution, we had launched pre and post course activities so that you can gauge the learner's knowledge before joining a course and also after joining a course. And continuous reviews, we had added a new frequency line so that you can run half yearly reviews as part of continuous reviews. And then a major release happened back in April, I guess. All our reports that were earlier sitting within different modules, in different tabs, they were consolidated so that we could have one central location to access all our reports. So right from individual reports to team-centric reports to organization-wide reports, we had it all consolidated under one space, as you all know. And another timely feature to help businesses cope with the COVID conditions, we had the employee health status form to check on employees, health conditions. And as part of the report space, we had introduced an absolutely new section called as employee information reports. Now, these reports helped C-level employees, even individual managers, and again HR professionals understand the trends prevalent among employees. So reports focusing exclusively on employee trends prevalent in any organization. So we had this new section, and a safe and secure field to collect health information, encrypted and protected way to collect this. We had introduced EPHI fields, and we had launched Zoho People kiosk. Again, a very safe and secure way to mark attendance in your remote offices, in your small hub offices, and in any front desk that you could think of. So this was very beneficial for customers because it did not require any costly setup, any costly hardware deployment. A simple device, an internet connected device, and this application can help manage attendances of all employees present in an organization. So we have launched Zoho People Kiosk and Leave Grant for all those flexible special leaves that we would grant, on a case-to-case basis that would require an extension from the existing leave balance, like COVID leaves, paternity and maternity types of leaves. We have introduced Leave Grant. And as part of our analytics integration, we can now build custom reports using leave information, to understand the leave patterns of our employees and to mark absences and presences, whenever employees are working for the company, whenever they go out of the office on any business trip and other related trips, you can mark them on duty. And in the last quarter, many businesses were, trying to reopen their offices, and they wanted to ensure that only vaccinated employees, should be allowed to enter their office premises, considering the safety and security of the greater employee groups. So vaccination statuses help businesses know about the, vaccination conditions of their employees, the number of doses they had, and all of that. And our report space, it got new access settings so that you can decide on the individual, the roles who can actually access these reports and get insights. And also the UAN field was added to our employee form. So these are some of the major features that we have released. And other than these, we also had so many enhancements done to our existing set of features, and even other features like, custom feedback templates, and even approvals for cancellations, new LMS reports, and many, many more, as you would know. Moving on, let me share some of the milestones that we had crossed in 2021, starting with one successful milestone that we had crossed. So we've been steadily growing, we've been healthily growing at a rate of 63% in the past year. So like I mentioned earlier, the need and the use of remote working tools was on an ever increase. So it turned out to be favorable for Zoho People. And again, we owe it a part of it all to you, dear partners. So it was a very successful year for us in terms of business. And as part of our marketing activities, we have been running webinars, user education webinars, focusing on educating our customers, educating leads, and educating our new users. So we have been running overview webinars to increase the brand presence, and we've been running onboarding webinars focusing on new customers who were trying to get into the product, be familiar with the product and all of that. And for our existing customers, we've been running what's new webinars so that they can know about all the new features and they can implement it in their accounts and put it to its best use as well. So other than these user education webinars, we've been running thought leadership webinars as well. So I'll share about details about those sessions in a bit. And collectively put, our writers have been focusing on organic content generation. So we have been releasing um, articles, blogs, and infographics. So 150 plus blogs and infographics that collectively contributed to our organic traffic. And our team of customer success experts, our support team, they've been answering 60 plus queries every day. So varied queries, on different modules, on different features of Zoho People. And like I showed you in the last slide, 45 plus major features were released, making Zoho People's user experience very smooth. Enhancements were made to make it very smooth. And we were, on a definite plan to increase our social media presence, to increase our social media imprint. So 300 plus social media posts were made in different mediums, in different social media platforms in the past year. So talking about social media imprint, on Instagram, we had we are growing steadily, and we have 1,400 plus followers now, and 300 plus posts were made in Facebook, and we are focusing more on increasing the likes and the collaboration that we would get via Facebook. And as part of YouTube, where we host our how-to videos and also our recorded webinars, we have 4.35K subscribers. And in LinkedIn, we are focusing on building a beautiful HR community. So in LinkedIn, we have 8K plus followers now. And some rewarding experience that we had faced last year. So literally rewarding experiences. So we've been awarded the Quality Choice Award by Crosstest for 2021. And in the leader category, we've been placed by G2 Summer for the year 2021. Now, moving on to events, as we all know, 2021 was a year of virtual events, but we were able to, attend a few physical events as well with the help of our partners, just like our HR Vivaldi Forum hosted in Serbia. So this was jointly hosted by the Mokragora School of Business, and also BMM Consulting, one of our beloved partners. So the presence was great. It was a really long time before we entered into a physical living, and it was helpful to reach a niche audience in a region like Serbia. And again, one of our partners, Smart OSE of Vietnam, they had jointly hosted a webinar, a virtual meeting, and we had Smart OSE's president and Dakin's deputy director from Vietnam, be the speakers of the session. We also had Vijay from Zoho joining and sharing his impactful thoughts on this session titled "Maintaining Business Continuity During COVID." So again, such partner-hosted events are a great influence or a regional audience, and in fact, it is the best way I would call it, because it's very economical and it's very easy to reach new prospects from different regions with such shared efforts. And taking a look at other virtual events, we've been running our influencer webinars, partnering with different influencers around the world. So, one such amazing influencer, Nick Hawley, the director of Corporate Research Forum. I guess many of you would have attended and heard about Nick Hawley's presentations. So, we had picked out pressing HR topics so that we could offer advice on those. So when HR professionals need advice on something, for example, what HR should be doing during a pandemic like this, or how to run performance management during, a pandemic like this, such interesting topics, such pressing topics were picked out. And not just Nick Hawley, we had collaborated with Andrew Spence from Glassbeat Consulting, and who again had interestingly shared his thoughts on productivity in the COVID age, about HR agility and all of that. And we had been contacting our partners to feature their success stories, their implementation stories, their great wins in our partner site, as you would have all known. So I would have contacted many of you. So please feel free to share your stories. If you feel they would make an interesting read, or if you feel it would inspire another partner, do let us know. And also, thank you for sharing your client stories with us so that we can reach out to them for our customer success page as well. So, again, this is a request from our team to you. If you feel your stories or your client stories would be inspiring, would make an interesting read, please reach out to us. We would like to feature your firm, your partner, your business firm, and also your client's firm in our customer success pages and in our partner success pages as well. Now, focusing on the product, on the application, Zoho People, our content writers have been curating very careful content that will help new customers come into Zoho People and easily, onboard Zoho People. And not just that, use case videos, how to videos, and all of these there in the making in the past year. And not just that, we have an entire hub of informative articles, hosted as part of our HR Knowledge Hive space. So you can find all these resources in our resources space right within Zoho People. So these are some of the things that we've been doing on the marketing front. So let me quickly sum 2021 up for you all. So in terms of product usage, we have 15 million plus checks in and checkouts done in the past year. 2 million plus leave applications submitted, using the web and the mobile application. 40K plus employees onboarded, you know, using our online onboarding solution in the past year, and 26K plus courses hosted using our learning management solution, which stood at 17K plus courses last year. So we've been seeing great growth in terms of product adoption, product usability, and all of that. And we hope that this healthy trend would continue to grow more in this new year as well. So, what do we have in store for 2022? So, this is the space where Vijay comes in. So, Vijay, our solution consulting manager, is with us today, and he'll be sharing the roadmap with us. And I'm really excited to showcase that roadmap. I'm sure you would love the new features that we've got in store for you. So, let me quickly transfer session controls to Vijay now. So, Vijay, I hope you're ready.
Yes,
Um,
Annie. Yeah.
Great. So let me quickly transfer session controls to you.
Hope my screen is visible to everyone, and everyone is able to hear my audio as well. Once again, I welcome all the partners to this webinar, and a very happy new year to everyone. And in this part of webinar, we will be seeing about what's ahead, what's that's been planned in 2022. And we'll be seeing in two parts. One is what are the features that will be upcoming in our existing module, and what are the modules add-on that has been planned in this year. So starting with employee onboarding. So in our employee onboarding, we have plans to bring in the compliance forms. The forms like I-9, W-4, which are mainly used in US, right? So all these forms will be available as a predefined template. So whenever a candidate has been onboarded, you can utilize this form and fill in those details from the candidate and from the official column as well. And then you can use this form to complete the onboarding process. And next one is the offer letter generation. So offer letter generation is, it will be a predefined template where where a user can go and create multiple offer templates. Again, offer templates can be of different combinations, right? So a offer letter can be different for an contract employee or a night shift employee or a different employee types, right? So based on the different employee types within an organization, the offer letter can be customizable, and it can be triggered based on the approval. Say that once when a candidate details has been onboarded to Zoho People, it's been added to Zoho People, and based on the employee type, so once when the candidate is been accepted, like it's been approved, where automatically the offer template can be sent to the candidates. Once when the candidate accepts the offer letter, then the onboarding process will be started. So these are the modules which are planning to bring in before the actual onboarding starts. That's one. And the last one will be the feedback survey, where the candidate can submit their feedbacks about their onboarding experience. So it will be given as a stats, as a reports to the HR department, so that they can enhance or work on the negative feedback which is being given by the candidates. And next, we moving on to the employee management. And under the employee management, the first features that we are planning is the employee ID auto generation. Currently, we have employee ID generation. Like employee ID generation will be generated without any sequence, right? But employee ID, every organization will have a different combination of employee ID. They will be having some prefix or suffix based on, again, based on the employment type, or it can be based on the location, or based on the different components of the organization, based on the division or the business unit and so. So based on that, the employee ID auto generation will consist of different criteria. You can go and create your own employee ID combination using the prefix and suffix and the auto numbering using a criteria. So once when you add a user into Zoho People, either to any means, we have different means to add a user. To, by any means, if the criteria has been matched based on the employee profile, the value what you are giving in the employee profile, automatically the new employee ID will get generated based on the previous employee ID that is being generated. That's one. And the next feature is the employee transfers. As you know that we have an employee transfer module, but again, within the transfer module, we'll be reaching out to the global audience. We have that in as a beta, but we'll be reaching out to the global audience, where using the employee transfer, if an employee is been transferring within the organization, say we have different components, right? We have location, we have department change, location change, or even the business unit change or the designation change, whatever the changes that has been there, that can be recorded. And again, the important feature in this transfer will be the future dated. Say for example, if an employee want to be transferred on the starting of next month. So in the previous month itself, you can able to record that entry and you can raise it for an approval. And again, approval, as you know, it's completely customizable. You can go and configure different approvals so that based on the approval on that particular date, the employee will get notified as email. Employee will get an email notification as well as the employee, also as the data will get updated in the employee profile. See, we can even trigger many follow-up activities based on this employee transfer as well. If you wanted to change the leave policy of the employee and all the other activities, you can just do that based on the employee transfer futuristic options. And next is the career history, and this is one of the important update that we are working on, and likely this will be an early release in 2022. So career history is nothing but it is a snapshot of the employees all the career details, which means that what are the milestone that employee crossed on. For example, what are the milestone that employee crossed on, or what are the promotion activities that the employee has undergone in this particular career. So this will be given as a report. So where we have plans to at an early stage we have plans to bring in the promotion activities. That means the designation changes, the location changes, the department changes, and the milestones. Certain organization will like to record the milestones. Say if an employee completed 5 years or 10 years tenure or 20 years tenure. So again, that will be completely configurable. You can go and configure the milestones and what should the name of the milestone and what should be the message, congratulation message that should be given to the employee. So all these components will be listed as a report. So you can able to, it will be a timeline view report. So that if you just go and witness an employee career history profile, you will be able to see that when the employee joined and what are the important steps that has been added in this career. Also, as you know that Zoho People is completely customizable, so we have plans to bring in the custom field tracking as well. Say if you are having a field, that field is very important to your organization. If you wanted to track those details as well, you can even go on include the field which you wanted to include in the career history report as well. Even that can be that those data can be articulated into the profile. And next one is the employment letters. So as you know that many organizations will provide the few certificates like the benefit certificate or the address certificate and so. And the employees will be writing an email to the HR and then getting all the certificates. And then next time if they wanted to get the same certificate or so, they will be searching in the email or they'll be using another. So we'll be bringing in as a system feature where an employee can go and raise for the different employment letters. Whatever the letters that the organization will provide, they can go and create multiple categories of that. And for every category, you can specify the default reason, what should be the reason, how long the letter is valid, and all the other stuff. And then you can also create the multiple templates using a mail merge with your proper letter header of your organization as well. So once when an employee raises a request, then automatically it will be sent to the HR for an approval, and once HR verifies and approve it, and this letter will be sent as an e-copy to the employee. So the employee can go and view this record or the attachment as an attachment, or as well as they can go and view these details in the Zoho People itself. So it will be a default module that what we are bringing in. And next one will be the position management. Again, this is one of the important items that we are working on. So the position management, as you know, that this is position management, nothing but it is the designation wise hierarchical structure. For example, we already have two things in our system. We have organization structure, we have employee tree. The organization structure, it consists of the how the organization is placed. For example, if the organizations have multiple locations, or if they're having different business unit, division, or the department, you can able to map that as an hierarchy. Similar way, you also have the employee tree. Employee tree is nothing but the reporting to structure based on the active users. And the position management is like it is in between of both, where you will be able to define how the designation is been structured in the organization, starting from the CEO of the organization or the management of the organization till the last level employee. You can able to define how the position is been managed in that particular organization. So once when you define all these things, then you will be mapping all the positions, the reporting tools, and the org structure in the employee profile. So based on that, you will able to get in a report of what are the positions in an organization and how the position is being mapped within the users. So now, if in case if an employee is resigning from the organization, in an employee tree, as I said, it's just a reporting to hierarchy where the employee node itself will get deactivated because once an employee resigns, he'll become an inactive user. So the employee complete node itself will not be shown here. But here in this position management, you will able to see that this position is vacant in the organization, so that even in future we can also utilize this for the hiring purpose or for the internal job posting or for the external job posting. You can use that. So our initial part is to bring in the designation hierarchy with not only the designation parential combination with the multiple levels. We are also having plans to bring in the levels within the designation. Even the grades levels can be called many ways. So those are the items which have been planned under the position management. So now let's move on to the leave management. And in leave, we will be bringing in the leave credit based on attendance. So currently, we have two modes. One is leave credit based on the cycle. Like you have different cycles, monthly, annually, and also leave credit based on the user request. We have two modes. Now we'll be also bringing in the leave credit based on the number of working days. Say if an employee worked of 30 days in a month, then for 30 days, what should be the leave credit? So it can be monthly, weekly, or annually. So based on the number of days on the previous month or a previous year or a previous week, the leave credit can be dynamically credited. And next will be the holiday gallery. The holiday gallery is like, say, every year in organization, the holiday has to be imported or added to the system. So to avoid that, we'll be bringing in a holiday gallery where it will be having two components. One is by default in Zoho People, we will be providing a Zoho People holiday gallery, which will consist of the listed holidays based on the location, and also we'll give an option to import an holiday from a different calendar. So that instead of going and adding a holiday on every year, you can just go and map the holiday from the gallery, and you can just verify the dates, and you can map it either it's restricted holiday or not. Again, that's based on the organization. So the holiday and the date range will be listed under the holiday gallery. And the last one is in the leave sync to Zoho calendar. So as I said, we have leave sync in already in Zoho People, where you can sync the leave either to the Google Calendar or to the Office 365. We have both these options. Now we'll be bringing in the option to Zoho Calendar as well. So the customers who are using the Zoho Calendar, where they can mark in all their meetings or schedules based on the attendance leaves or the holidays. Next, we are moving on to the time and attendance management. So starting with the location tracking. So currently, whenever an employee checks in or checks out, we'll be tracking the employee's snapshot location, where in which location or from which area the employee has checked in. So similar way, location tracking, as I said, it is not a continuous location tracking. It is like you can able to go and configure, say for every half an hour, track the employee location, or every 1 hour, track the employee location. So for every half an hour, if an employee is checked in, then at that particular time, at that time where the employee is in, that location will be tracked. So you will be able to know that if an employee is working in an office or if an employee is working on a client location, so that you can able to track that how long the employees worked in that particular location or where the employees has moved to, but at that point of time. So it is not a complete continuous location, live location tracking. It will be the location tracking based on the timely configurations. And next will be the shift patterns. So shift pattern, it's the to put it very simple, it's the combination of multiple shifts. See, currently we have shift definition, right? You can go and create a shift. While creating a shift, you can define what is the from and to time and how the weeks has to be placed, full day and half day and so. And similarly, you'll be going and mapping the shift to the employee directly. Say for example, if there is an employee who has to work on a full day shift or a UK shift on Monday to Wednesday, and on work on a US shift on uh, Thursday and Friday, and on the any other shift on the other day. In that case, you have to go and map the user to the individual shift. But now with the shift pattern, you can go and create the different shift patterns of the organization. You can say that, say on the shift pattern, you can go and create, say, for Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, shift one, and Thursday and Friday, shift two. And now you can directly go and map the shift patterns to the user. So this will reduce the complexity of mapping the shift on an individual day or individual, what say, week or a month to the end user. So that's the shift pattern. And on the floating weekends, this is mainly for the contract employees in general, where people who work not on a continuous scheduled way. So where the employee will be having weekends on Monday or Tuesday, or on a following week, they can have a weekends any day, which means that we will just say that it is a 5-day working in a week. That's it. So we will give an option to the employee at that point or on a scheduled way, so that the employee can go and pick the, say, on the first week I'll take weekend of Thursday and Friday, or the second week I'll take weekend of Monday or Tuesday. The employee can go and pick the weekends, so that the weekend choice will be given to the employee, and it will be, and system will also know that if weekend can fall on any day. And next will be the temporary access card. So this is again nothing but a basic form that will be giving as a system form in attendance. Say if an employee forgets an access card or to do a check-in check-out, if the employee is using an access card, right, in an organization, if they forget to bring in the access card, so that they will be getting a 1-day access card or a temporary access card in their organization, right? So at that point, the front desk people can put in an entry. They can verify the employee manually. They can put in an entry. What is the access card? What is the check-in time? And while they're returning back, they can even mention what is the checkout time, so that even from that moment, the entry, the check-in, checkout time entries can be recorded. So we need not to ask the employee to do the manual check-in or checkout. Even through this, the check-in checkout can be tracked. And next one is the FTP attendance plugin. So FTP attendance plugin is like for to track our attendance check-in checkout from the biometric. We'll be asking our customers to install the attendance plugin in their biometric system. But certain organizations will have few security restrictions, or they will not be allowing us to install the plugins. So for those cases, if they are willing to transfer the data, transfer the biometric details or biometric export file details to a FTP server, where we'll provide an option to for them to transfer the file, and from there on we will read and we will put in the attendance check-in. So the only disadvantage is that it will not be a live tracking. If you're doing through a biometric plugin, it will be to a live check-in checkout. But again, this is another option for them if there is any secured way, but still the attendance record can be transferred instead, like through automatically, instead of doing an export or import manually. And next is the audit logs. Again, as you know that we have audit logs for our data, and we have audit logs for our form customization, the settings operation. The similar way, we'll also bring in the audit logs for our leave, attendance, and timesheet as well. So where this lies very critical, because there will be multiple administrators in a company, right, who will be managing Zoho people, but they will not know who has modified which data, which leave applications, or which attendance policy, and so using this audit log, you can able to track who can able to who how have did the changes in the settings. And finally, breaks in timesheet. So as we have the break concept in attendance, so we will be enhancing a break concept to timesheets as well. So where you can just go and configure your automatic and manual breaks in timesheets while recording the time logs as well. And in the meantime, if you have any questions, as Annie said, you can record all your questions under the questions tab. So we will answer it during the final Q&A session. And on the performance management, so we have plans to bring in the our objective and key result based evaluation. So where this will be mainly used for the target setting companies or target based goals. Say if you take a sales example, sales evaluation cycle example, where if you are setting up some 5 million as target at the top level, it will be flowing through a different department, different sales reps, or different accounts managers, or different sales individual, right? So that if you want to have a cascading goals, to have a cascading evaluation, so using this OKR, you will able to know that where the drop has happened. So because of which level, which layer of goal, the overall goal is not been achieved. So this will be an for target based. We will be bringing in the these options along with our existing KRA or KPA based evaluation method. And also, we have plans to bring in the project-based evaluation. So currently, the appraisal cycle, we have two modes, either configure appraisal cycle with different cycles, or we have continuous reviews, right? So we'll also include the when the appraisal cycle should be initiated, again, based on the project completion date. Again, the project, what I'm talking about is the project tagged in Zoho People timesheet module. Say that if user is allocated to a project and a job, and if user is doing a time block, say that on the end of the project, the end of the project means that end of completion of each job, end of the project end date, and appraisal cycle will get initiated, so that all the projects and the goals, the jobs will be added as a goal, so that user can track. The project manager itself can be the appraisal manager here, and they can go and track or evaluate the how the project has been completed by the user. They can evaluate and they can do the evaluation on that. Not only based on static cycles, even based on the project dynamic cycles, the figure can happen. That's what the project evaluation, possible evaluation. And on the promotion evaluation, again, currently we have promotion recommendation, but with this enhancement, the recommendation itself will be based on few predefined rules. For example, where you can go and say that from a manager to a senior manager, so he or she should completed few what is it few ratings, or the rating should be more than 6, or they have to be completed few learning activities and so. So based on this criteria, system itself will recommend for a promotion, and the appraisal manager can decide whether the promotion has to be given or not. So those complete promotion evaluation cycle will be incorporated in our existing PMS. And moving on to the LMS, so we'll be bringing in the course evaluation by managers. Again, the course evaluation is that, so at the end of every course, or the managers will be evaluating the course. So if an end user is initiating a course to a team, the managers can evaluate that at the start of the course or even at the end of the course. So the complete evaluation cycle will be integrated using our PMS. So the PMS and LMS integration, we'll be focusing complete mainly on the PMS and LMS integration, and the evaluation can be even triggered at the end of the course as well, beyond the assessment. And the content library, so that we will be giving space to upload the content within the organization, not specific to your course. For example, if they wanted to upload a content even as a general content but related to the organization, or all the other things where the user can go and witness the content at any point of time, we'll be bringing in the strong content library. And Scrum compliance is one of the most asked feature. We will this year, our focus is to bring in the Scrum compliance in our LMS module. And finally, on the reports, so as Annie suggested, we had consolidated our reports in our current version, and also we will be bringing in few system reports in on all the modules. So that's our plan. So on saying that, we'll also bring in the report sharing option. So the report sharing, like we already have report access, which means that, say if a user needs to access a report or not, you can able to control it using different criteria. That's the report access. Report sharing is, say if a team member, if a normal user still needs to witness the say a manager level users data. In that case, you can specifically enhance the report. You can add the user, and you can just specifically enhance the report permission of that particular user, where even the data part, even though the user doesn't have the data permission to all the other forms on the side, but in the report, the user can able to witness the data of the manager's report. So those are the plans. Beyond the data, we'll be bringing in the access to the user. That will be coming under the report sharing. And on the saved filters, like we'll be bringing in the predefined filters. For example, say if a user is wanted to pull a report for a specific location or a specific department, every time they have to go in a report, they have to filter it out. but we'll be giving an option for the users to save the filter. Similar like the form use we have, they can go and define the multiple filters. They can save that as a filter with a name, and even you can define as a default filter. So for a given report, you can have multiple combinational filters, and whenever user is landing to the report, by default the report data will be applied with the default filters what is being saved. So this will save the time for the users to which are frequently using the reports. And with this, we have all the features that we already have discussed within the modules. So next part, we'll talk about the modules that has been planned. So I would like to hand over this to Annie, and she'll be taking on from
Great. Thank you so much, Vijay. It was really clear and very, brief and short at the same time. I was really excited, for the roadmap, and I'm sure our dear partners would have been too. So thank you so much one more time. And dear partners, let me take it up from Vijay from here. I hope you can all see my screen. So, other than the individual features that we'll be soon releasing, as Vijay had discussed, we have absolutely new modules, that are in the plans that we'll be soon releasing in the upcoming years as well. So, starting with these modules, I would like to start with assessments here. Now, as you all know, assessments is something that holds a great space in any HRMS. So we'll soon introduce assessments as a core service. Now, this will enable us to, feature assessments in different scenarios, starting from onboarding to even performance management happening in between an employee's life cycle in an organization, and even during, exits, and even during their um, while they are learning courses using our LMS. So this will be in sync with the other modules like performance management, like LMS and all of that. So some of the elements that you can find in this yet to be launched assessments module would be new section-wise tests, different sections, different weightages for these sections, and question bank and settings so that you can pick your questions instead of creating them from scratch every time. And it will support different question types like descriptive questions, drop down question types, and all of that. And also test attempts, facilities to add grace marks, allow extra attempts, and all of this will be facilitated in the new model, in the new module. Now, moving on, we'll soon be launching an exclusive module to host surveys, starting with ENPS surveys. So this is something that is already in works. Our team of developers are already working on this. So employee net promoter score, as you all know, it is basically to measure employee satisfaction. So with this ENPS survey in Zoho People, you can run organization-wide surveys and check how your employees feel about your company and culture, and all these insights would help us build a beautiful workplace culture in our respective organizations, in our clients' workplaces. And other than ENPS, we'll also be launching employee engagement surveys. So whether it is a quick feedback survey or a pulse survey, you can create any type of survey that you would need depending on your requirement, and easily launch it, make it available for your employees. Moving on to the next new module, compensation and benefits management. Now, this is being developed to maintain the organization's compensation policies, like salary and benefits, and all of this will stay within Zoho People. Now, this will act as a central repository for compensation data, and data will flow from, the information stored within Zoho People to other companies' payroll vendors as well. And historical reports can be generated for this particular module, compensation planning, including expense tracking, and even, budgeting information. So salary components, and maintaining salary packages, keeping a track of all salary revisions, all of these will be part of this new compensation and benefits management module. Moving on to succession planning. Now, with this, you'll be able to identify the most important players in any company or in any organization, and check their eligibility to take on leadership roles. So again, this is something that is the need of the hour, I would say. So it would be easy to track all the succession um, roles and elements with this new module, and you can even focus these on different criteria like years of experience, salaries, performance, and all of these, to ensure that we pick the right employees and put them in the right position. And we'll also have manpower planning and budgeting. So for the current and the future workforce requirements, this would be very useful, and ensure that we find the right fits when it comes to manpower planning and talent management. And moving on, we all know of rewards and recognition as a custom service that we build within Zoho People so far, and soon it will be available as a core service. So you will be able to allot badges for employees who are performing well, employees who go above and beyond, and these badges will be reflecting or will be displayed in the self-service portals or in the profile pages of different employees, and it can come with you know these allotment or access settings, and it can have an approval workflow configured as well. And the much awaited module, exit management, will soon be available as a default service within Zoho People. So right from requesting for resignation to processing all the resignation or the exit details, the entire exit flow to collecting exit interview feedback, all of this will be available in one service soon in Zoho People. And we're also focusing on these integrations soon, our integration with Microsoft Teams, so that employees can get their leave and their holiday reports, their attendance details, all within a quick bot within Microsoft Teams, and notifications in Slack, whether it is a shift change or a quick leave approval. All these notifications will be available in Slack soon. And this is something that we are actively, working on. Zoho Payroll for US, leave overtime, and all of these will be in sync in these for the payroll edition in these US regions, and an extension platform, where small software programs would help you integrate Zoho People with third-party services. We are working on these integrations as well. And the mobile application of Zoho People, all these elements that you see here on screen will soon be available in the Android and the iOS mobile application for Zoho People. So in performance management, you will get new views to look at the crises, and all these LMS elements, again, the surveys, ENPS surveys, ZIA would be integrated soon with Zoho People's mobile application. So with this, let me give it over to Reena. So like I introduced Reena to you all before, she heads the team of marketing at Zoho People. She takes care of the marketing aspects and the user education aspects at Zoho People. And she's here amidst us today to share our New Year plans, our marketing plans for the New Year with you all. So let me hand it over to Reena. Reena, let me quickly transfer
Yeah,
session controls.
yeah.
Great. Thank you, Reena, and now over to you.
Thank you, Annie. Yeah, hi everyone. It's a pleasure, being on this webinar and sharing our marketing plans for the 2022. So in 2021, we did really amazing in terms of organic because if you see in 2021, once the pandemic hit us, we stopped all our paid advertorials or any kind of paid campaigns that we did, and everything that we had put on was only on the organic content, and through which we were able to bring in the leads organically and more towards our interactions and all of that. So we did an amazingly good job in our marketing perspective and content perspective. So let me go with the 2022 plans that we have here. Uh, so the first thing is about the digital marketing, content marketing. So in terms of the expansion towards the trend and the thought oriented content, to get more visibility across the HR industry, we thought we'll probably continue the same and expand even more. Like Annie had shown you, we have done almost about 150 plus content for 2021. So this year we would be planning more towards this segment. Yeah. So I also request you to connect with your customers, with the digital marketing content that is being delivered across our site in our Knowledge Hive articles, in blogs, social media, and newsletters, because these are not only related to products but also more towards the HR industry and the trending topics and the thought leadership topics. So I request you all also to share, among your customers. The other thing is about the partner webinars. Like, yeah, we will be having a lot of, big customers of HR people and the partners of the current, market change. So that will be happening throughout the year. Annie will be hosting the partner webinars. And regarding the partner referral, well, we have like a lot of conversational topics, with our big clients with related to the HR people and the partners of the current. So we also see that this could be a better channel in terms of the referral side. And if we can do it more aggressively, we just have plans over that, like how we can go ahead and get that things done out of it. So this is the plan. And the other thing that we have for 2022, some of the bigger plans are like branding. So we have planned like how to reach the HR industry towards a lot of different other regions. In some region we are still not predominant enough. So we are just thinking not only from where we are already visible, even to the other regions we would like to reach the HRs. So, we make sure we target the audience and the placements will be premium. So this will help us, immensely in building the image. So this is something we are going to do for 2022. Uh, so when I say different channels, it would be like in terms of online, we would be doing a YouTube channel, or we would be placing the ads in the airports, or in the most where we see the audience, where we think it would reach them, then probably we'll display our ads there in the highways or in the big billboards. Wherever possible, we'll try and do that. We'll do even radio ads if that's going to help us. Yeah, so the branding is going to be not only on content, but also through different other media channels that we are planning this year. And the other thing, news that I have for you is we usually do a Zoho Day, which is the Zoho Analyst Day every year. So in 2021, for the HR segment, we did an amazing job. We showcased our premium clients, which really brought in a lot of, what do you say, attraction towards the HR, and people get to know, and the analysts get to speak about Zoho People, which was really good. So this year in April again we are planning for a Zoho Analyst Day, and again we are reaching to our most valuable clients, in terms of the HR directors or the VP of the HR, the chief people officers who can actually showcase their story by telling us how really Zoho people help them implement, or the integrations that have helped them, manage their employees and everything. So this will be a panel on, the employee experience or the great resignation and the great reassessment. So if you feel there are some good clients who you think will have a good story to present, please do reach out to me or to Annie, and we'll be, we are now shortlisting. We are, right now in the shortlisting segment. So it would be good if you can reach out to us sometime next week, before next week, so we'll be able to add them in and see how we can bring their story out. And the other new thing that we are trying out is the press releases with the content. So last year, in the mid of 2021, we started this activity by contributing articles to our PR department, where they kind of get in touch with different media people with related to the HR, and we publish our articles. So last year we got a couple of our articles picked up in this segment, and we will be doing this aggressively to get the reach in the HR segment. So that is one thing that we'll be doing. And the other one more request that I'm looking at is, see, when we go for paid campaigns, we are planning to start back the paid campaigns for to bring in leads and all of that. So if you feel in your region there is somewhere in the site that is more towards HR, where we can list our Zoho people, or we can give an ad over there, please do get in touch with us. We will evaluate it and take that forward. Uh, so from partners' perspective, you've been a great support for us, and 2021 was really an amazing thing. We see such a good growth from partners' side also, and overall we have grown around 64 percentage, yeah, which is a tremendous growth for Zoho people, and we continue to give us the same support in the coming year and in the following years. So thank you so much for your time, and we wish that you reach out to us in terms of your collaterals. If you need any content related, any marketing things that you would need from our end to pitch to your customers, please feel free to get in touch with Annie or me. We'll be able to help you out with that. And that's about it. There are lots more coming for 2022. So let's look forward for the best. Thank you so much.